This is All India Radio. Life must go on. All India Radio in collaboration with Vigyan Prasar presents science serial Life Must Go On, based on understanding and managing sustainable development. Let's listen to episode number 27, titled Management of Land Use.
Vasudha, what are you doing?
I'm in the kitchen, preparing coffee for all of you.
Okay.
Yeah, here is the coffee.
Vasudha, where are Prithvi and Bharti? Still in the bed? It's already 8 o'clock.
They are already up. Only you are late. Prithvi is reading newspaper and Bharti is in the backyard arranging fodder for our buffaloes.
Oh,
You know, she helps her mother whenever she has a holiday.
very nice.
I'll just call them for coffee.
Yeah.
Bharti? Prithvi, where are you?
Coming, ma'am.
Coming!
Coffee is ready.
Yeah.
By the way, Kamaya, you forgot Sankranti festival is fast approaching.
No, I remember.
And like every year, our children ask for new clothes.
Vasudha,
Huh?
you know our problems. We are already in debt. There is no hope for getting good harvest even this time.
Really?
Papa,
Huh?
my college tuition fee is due in 2 days.
Okay.
Papa, rearing the buffaloes is becoming a problem. Fodder is not enough. We may not get enough income to support our family.
I know, Bharti. I will try for a loan again. Vasudha, you know my friend Sivaji told me that he converted his farmland into shrimp pond and he's getting good profits.
But it is not good for the long run.
But Vasudha,
See, we have to think twice before taking such a decision.
yeah, Vasudha, I guess you're right.
Ma is right, Papa. We shall take the advice of experts.
Bharti, you're studying agriculture science.
Yes, Papa.
What new things have you learned about land use?
Papa, our professors are giving us practical knowledge on several aspects of agriculture and land use.
Very
Great.
good.
Tomorrow, we are having a study visit to Mukammala village to see organic farming and learn new things about land management.
Oh.
Wow.
Some farmers are also coming.
Bharti, times are changing and we must learn new things.
Yes.
Bharti, I will also come.
And me
Sure,
too.
Papa.
I'll also accompany my daughter.
Sure.
My dear daughter.
Yesterday's lecture was so exciting.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Good morning. I am Sarpanch Balram, and I am very glad to see all of you in our village for a study visit. This is Mr. Surya.
Hello everyone, good morning. Good morning, sir. I'm Surya, an organic farmer. It is a good success. The yields are good, and I'll show you the varieties when we go around the farm.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, but I think it is better to have a discussion about land use before visiting the new organic farm developed by Surya ji. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. We want to learn new things.
As you know, land is a scarce resource. Its supply is fixed for all practical purposes. The available land is classified into two parts on the basis of its use. Students, will anybody tell me what they are?
I'll tell, sir. Agricultural land and non-agricultural land.
Very good. You are right, Bharti.
Thank you, sir.
Agricultural land denotes the land suitable for agricultural production for both crops and livestock. Non-agricultural land includes land under forests and permanent pastures, land under other non-agricultural uses such as towns, villages, roads, railways, etc. Can anybody tell me any other such uses?
Sarpanji, barren lands and lands of mountain and desert areas. Am I right?
Yes. You are right, Kamayaji. In our country, more than 50% of the total geographic area is agricultural land. Of late, land use practices have changed. The modern practices are no doubt increasing the supply of material goods, but they may undermine many ecosystem services in the long run.
Then how to manage the land, Sarpanji?
Good question. For sustainable land management, we have to integrate land, water, biodiversity, and environmental management. This is necessary to meet the rising food and fiber demands while sustaining ecosystem services and livelihoods. Farmers should learn about new practices.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Please tell us something about organic farming.
Yes. We came here to visit the farmlands of Suryaji.
Yes.
He is a role model for organic farming. We shall go around the farm and see the varieties of vegetables and fruits besides paddy.
Yes.
Come, let's go.
Everyone, please follow me.
Yeah. Come. Chalo, let's go.
And make sure that you observe everything.
Yeah, we will.
This here is a paddy field.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
I raised Swarna Masuri.
I think that's a type of paddy, I think.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And right now it is ready for harvest.
Oh.
And look there.
What?
It is a banana orchard.
Oh, wow.
Bananas.
Banana orchard.
And come this way.
Okay.
These are brinjals.
Oh,
Brinjals.
eggplants.
And right here are tomatoes.
So red and juicy.
So, Suryaji. Very good. See. Papaya here. All these are organic products?
Yes, here every crop and plantation are grown under organic farming, Kamaiya ji.
Sir, are you growing any leafy vegetables?
Yes, Bhati. I allotted a small area for hemp and garden curry.
Curry leaves.
Next season, I'll try something different.
Wow, amazing.
Okay. I have a question. How organic farming is different from our agriculture practice?
Actually, it is a method of crop production using techniques for good crop yields without harming the natural environment or the people who live and work in it.
Okay.
Pesticides, fertilizers, genetically modified organisms, antibiotics, and hormones are not used.
Sarpanji, then how can we get good harvest without fertilizers?
No problem, Kamaiya-ji. The soil is kept alive and in good health by use of organic wastes such as crop, animal, and other biological wastes. Biofertilizers, beneficial microbes, are also used.
Okay.
All these release nutrients to the crops. You should also understand that chemical fertilizers are like antibiotics. They give temporary benefit but damage soil fertility in the long run. Organic manures are like white blood cells. They block diseases to crops.
But sir, how are pests controlled without pesticides?
Good question, Bharti.
Thank you, sir.
Farmers are using pesticides indiscriminately and often unnecessarily. The use of these pesticides is beneficial only to some promoters,
Okay.
but harms all others and causes irreparable damage to the environment. In organic farming, pests, diseases, and weeds are controlled by using resistant crops, good cultivation practice, crop rotation, encouraging useful predators that eat pests, increasing genetic diversity, and using natural pesticides.
Okay. Suryaji, what are the benefits of organic farming?
Kamaiya ji, there are several benefits.
Like?
Organic farming enhances the nutrients of the soil, which are passed on to plants and animals. As no poisonous chemicals, pesticides, and weedicides are used, diseases and sickness due to them are reduced.
Okay.
Organic foods often taste better than other foods. That's why consumers prefer organic foods.
Yes.
Now I got it.
Sir, what about the cost?
Yes.
Yes.
What about
Please
the
tell
cost?
us about the
Please tell
cost.
us.
Suryaji will tell you.
I used only biofertilizers and adopted biological control of pests and diseases under integrated pest management. So the costs are very much reduced and the crops also have high demand.
That's very good.
Nice. That's really nice.
Wait, before you guys leave, I have asked my watchman to collect some fruits for all of you from my farm.
Thank you,
That's
Surya.
really nice.
Here, taste the bananas and the papaya slices and tell me how you guys like it.
Yeah, sure.
They look so yummy, ripe and ready.
Even they taste
tastes
very
good.
good. Very good. Very nice.
So yummy.
Okay, I think now we all should leave. It's getting late. Come.
You know, it's our pet animal.
Yes,
beta.
mom is right, you know.
Okay, Mom.
Oh, dad is here.
Papa is here.
You all are already sitting here, huh?
Yes, Papa.
Aha, coffee is also ready, huh?
Yeah.
See, I've got biscuits also.
That gel with my coffee.
Exactly, Vasudha.
Right. Papa,
Yeah, take the coffee.
I read something in the newspaper today that broke my heart.
What is it, Prithvi?
I read about a herd of 7 wild elephants that strayed into Shantipuram Mandal of Andhra Pradesh from the thickets of Bangarpet range of Karnataka.
Oh.
But it was driven back into their habitat by the forest officials and farmers. You know, they used firecrackers to scare the tuskers?
Ooh,
4 persons were severely injured in a stampede when the herd charged at the crowd.
my God. And you know, recently I also heard in the radio that 3 wild elephants were killed after a speedy passenger train ran over them in Assam's Hojai district.
That's sad.
I too read a newspaper report that recently a big cat and its cubs strayed near human habitation on the foothills of Aravali Mountains near Gurugram city.
Oh.
The incident came days after the resident of neighboring village hacked a 3-year-old leopard.
You know, such man-wildlife conflict is escalating as both often compete for the same natural resources.
Yes, Papa.
Leopards stray into human habitation as their natural prey is becoming rare in the forests.
And the elephants? Elephants are intruding into the villages and marauding the crops. Wild animals are losing their lives when they come into contact with electrical barbed wire fencing of coffee estates.
You're right, Vasudha. These wild animals are supposed to be in the forests. We are cutting the forests indiscriminately.
True.
Right, Papa.
We have honeycombed their habitats by our development activities, eating into their homelands, and this practice is increasing day by day with the bulging population.
Of course.
Yes, Papa. Forests are being cut for constructing roads, dams, canals, and railways and so on.
Right, Prithvi. 30% of land area should be covered by forests for maintaining ecological balance.
You know why, Bharti?
Why, Papa?
Because of deforestation, ecological balance is being disturbed and causing man-animal conflict.
Right.
You know, my zoology professor was saying that many species of animals are becoming extinct. Like we don't see the sparrows in our area anymore.
Yes, we don't.
Right. Why only animals? Several species of plants and other organisms are also becoming extinct.
Yes,
True.
Bharti. Biodiversity is fast declining.
Right.
And I heard on a radio talk about biodiversity. The talker mentioned the role of biodiversity in natural processes. And you know, different varieties of plants, animals, and other organisms are involved in natural processes, such as purification of water and air, the pollination, absorption of carbon by trees and plants, renewed supply of oxygen, natural pest control, flood and erosion control, and above all, absorption and detoxification of human and industrial wastes.
Aha, Vasudha, very good information, huh?
Have I ever given bad information?
No, not at all. You're using your leisure time very usefully, huh?
Thanks.
I agree. Very good use of your time, Ma. And I shall add one more point.
Sure, beta.
Biodiversity also provides us with food, fiber, timber, energy, pharmaceuticals, raw materials, and industrial chemicals.
Very true.
Our professor said that more than 70% of the world's poor lived in rural areas and were directly dependent on the ecosystem or biodiversity services for their survival.
It is true, Prithvi. So it is very important to stimulate public consciousness about the role of biodiversity in sustaining life on Earth,
Right.
supporting ecosystem services and human well-being.
Very true, Dad.
But Papa, is it not the responsibility of the government?
Bharti, let me tell you. Our government has taken up National Afforestation Program with the objective of sustainable development and management of forest resources, besides increasing and improving forest and tree cover.
What about the wildlife?
Wildlife Protection Act 1972 is there. Moreover, the government has established 18 biosphere reserves in the country to protect larger areas of natural habitat.
Wow.
The Wildlife Protection Society of India, a voluntary organization, is dealing with man and wildlife conflict.
So it is clear that the government is doing its best.
Right.
However, biodiversity conservation cannot be enforced by laws alone. It should come from within.
Yes, Papa.
Papa, there is farmers' meet at Taluk office tomorrow.
Okay.
Scientists will answer queries about land management and change of land use.
Oh, Bharti, it is very useful.
Yes, Papa.
We all must attend.
Yeah.
I will raise problems regarding our land.
Sure.
So we'll go there tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, Papa. Yeah.
Good morning, friends. Good morning. Welcome to the meet. Most of you are cultivating paddy and facing some problems.
Yes, sir.
We have invited agriculture scientist Dr. Bhaskar, soil scientist Dr. Hussain. They will give you suggestions for better harvests and clarify your doubts. They will give you suggestions for better harvests and clarify your doubts. There will be a good discussion on several agricultural issues and you all will get benefited.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
I am Dr. Hussain. First, tell me whether you have seen the posters and photographs in the exhibition stalls.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have seen. All are very informative.
Good. So, which of those posters do you like?
Sir, posters on land use pattern in India, water conservation, forest life, topsoil organisms, classification of land and groundwater protection are very interesting, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I have seen many posters. I like the posters on aquaculture, mangrove forests, and sustainable development.
Yeah, even they are very good.
Very good, very good. But first, we shall know about the land resources.
Okay.
Land resources are used for a variety of purposes which include inter alia, organic agriculture, reforestation, water resource management, and ecotourism forests. Land degradation is a matter of concern for all of us.
Yes.
Dr. Hussain, what is land degradation, sir?
See, Kamayaji, land degradation is a temporary or permanent lowering of the productive capacity of land. It involves loss of fertility of soil due to loss of nutrients, less vegetation cover, changes in soil characteristics, pollution of water resources from the contamination of soil through which water sweeps into underground. Or run off to the water bodies and changes in climatic conditions. It thus covers the various forms of soil degradation, adverse human impacts on water resources, deforestation, and lowering of the productive capacity of rangelands.
But, Sarji, what are the causes of land degradation?
Yes, sir.
See, there are many causes: deforestation, overgrazing, agricultural practices, industrialization, and urbanization.
But, sir, please give us some more details.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sure. See, deforestation is taking place at a faster rate due to increasing demands for timber, fuel, and forest products. Overgrazing is the excessive eating of grasses and other green plants by cattle.
Yes, yeah.
What it does is, it results into reduced growth of vegetation, growth of unwanted plant species, and soil erosion. Modern agricultural practices, excessive use of fertilizers and pesticides have adversely affected the quality and fertility of land. Industrialization and urbanization, on the other hand, due to growth of population and demand for more residential areas and commercial sectors, are also causing land degradation.
Dr. Hussain, what are the measures for prevention and control of land degradation, sir?
Yes, we all want to know this. This is very important.
I shall answer your question, Kamaya ji.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay.
I am Dr. Bhaskar.
Dr. Bhaskar, welcome, sir, welcome.
There are some measures like strip farming, contour farming, ridge and furrow formation, crop rotation.
That is okay, sir. But very often we are experiencing drought conditions due to failure of monsoon.
Yes.
As you all know, water is very important resource. So we should conserve water, which means using less water or recycling used water for reuse.
Sir, we are adopting rainwater harvesting.
Yes.
Our village tanks are also renovated by the government recently. We all participated voluntarily, sir.
Yes, we did.
That's amazing. You should also know about drip irrigation, sprinklers, and rain guns for dry land farming, rotational grazing, drought resistant crops, cover crops. You can find details in the posters in the exhibition stalls.
Okay, sir.
Sir, increasing salinity of groundwater is another problem in our area.
Yes, sir, that's a
yes,
very
yes.
big problem, sir.
This is an important issue for agriculture.
Okay.
Increasing salinity of groundwater and soil leads to reduced agricultural production and reduced farm income.
But, sir, what causes the groundwater salinity?
It is mainly because of overexploitation of groundwater for agriculture, industry, and domestic sectors, and incursion of seawater. Conversion of farmlands into shrimp ponds is also responsible.
Sir, mangrove forests in our districts are also being destroyed.
Yes.
People should understand the importance of mangrove forests. Mangroves are buffers between the land and the sea. They prevent erosion of coastline due to storms and sea waves. These forests are home to a variety of fish, crab, shrimp, and mollusk species. There are several medicinal plants also. You know, several plant species in these forests do not resprout after being cut.
Yes, that's right. We should bring about awareness among the people about mangroves. We will arrange a study visit to mangrove forest in our district. Some farmers can also join.
Oh, yes, we all can join. This is very fruitful.
Sir, I have 5 acres of land and cultivating paddy. I'm using best quality seeds and even more fertilizer and pesticides than before. But my land is not giving as much yield as before. I'm facing losses and running into debt. Many of my fellow farmers are also facing similar problem in our village, sir.
Yes, we all are.
Oh, I understand your problem, Kamayaji. Your land has lost its fertility.
Fertility? Sir, but what is the reason?
I'll tell you. Farmers should know that the health of the soil depends upon the health of the topsoil. Topsoil contains all the natural nutrients, mainly organic matter that plants need. The texture and animal life of this layer is also important for plant growth. The topsoil should be alive. If it dies, the soil dies.
Sir, do you mean to say that Kamaya's soil is dead?
No.
No, Shivaji Bhai, no. The soil is not dead, but it is probably dying.
So, Dr. Hussain, what are you saying? What happened to the topsoil in my land, sir?
It might have been washed off or eroded away.
But what is the reason, sir?
See, one reason is splash erosion. When rain falls directly on the soil, the rain drops break the soil, loosening it into fine particles. These particles in topsoil of the field are carried away by the rainwater. Thus, the topsoil, with all its rich organic matter and life forms, gets washed off.
Sir, please, then how to stop splash erosion, sir? Please tell me, sir.
Don't worry. See, the problem is you are all following bad agricultural practices and seeking advice from dealers. Inefficient plowing, over harvesting, etc. are some such bad practices. After a crop, you should leave the stubble in the field. Then, untimely rains and wind don't destroy much.
Sir, I purchased cotton seeds and invested huge amount on the crop. But the crop is a total failure. I cannot repay my loans. I have no other way but to commit suicide.
Listen. Rajanna, don't take hasty decisions. Government is implementing several schemes to help poor farmers. Some agricultural loans are also being waived. You will get fresh loans, don't worry.
Sarpanji, the dealer deceived me. He sold me spurious seeds.
Oh, really? Well. We will punish the fake dealer. And listen, you should purchase certified seeds for all crops from National Seed Corporation or State Seed Corporation outlets.
Okay, sir, okay. We are thankful to Professor Bhaskar and Dr. Hussain for giving valuable information and suggestions.
Life must go on. You were listening to the 27th episode of this science serial, produced by All India Radio in collaboration with Vigyan Prasar, titled Management of Land Use. Coordinators were Dr. Chandar Mohan and Dr. B.K. Tyagi. Research and script, Dr. E.R. Subramaniam. This episode was directed by Sudarshan Kumar. Presented by Dilip Jha. Recording and mixing, Sharad Sharma. The participating artists were Nikhil Diwar, Nitin Bhasin, Vaibhav Shrivastava, Saurabh Bhatia, Rakshit Thapliyal, Pragya Jha, and Mamta Malkani. Hey listeners, please stay with us. Here are 2 questions for you. The lucky winner will get attractive prize from Vigyan Prasar. The first question is, how much percentage of land area should be covered by forests for maintaining ecological balance? And the second question is, the government has established how many biosphere reserves in the country to protect larger areas of natural habitat? You can send in your answers by simple post. Our address is Science Serial Life Must Go On, All India Radio, room number 615, New Broadcasting House, Sansad Marg, New Delhi 110001. You can also write to us on our email ID radio@vigyanprasar.gov.in. Hey listeners, please do write or mail us your full name, your age and profession, and if associated with any science club, then do let us know the membership of your club. If you have any query or question regarding this program, don't hesitate to write into us. We will be back again with the next episode of this science serial. Life must go on. Same day, same time next week. Till then, goodbye.